Around 5 years ago, the Empire of Arcadia had been overthrown by a rebellion, and in the midst of this chaos, only a single Drag Knight was left standing. No one knew who this person was, but he ended the war by defeating more than 1,000 Arcadian Drag Knights, all by himself, and was named the Black Hero. In the present time, the empire had been taken over by a Tismata family, and under their reign, the former Prince Lux Arcadia was doing small jobs as a handyman. On a usual workday, Lux gets himself in some trouble with Princess Laetia, and he is locked up at the Royal Knight Academy. Lux is called by the headmaster of the academy named Raleigh, and as she already knew Lux, she requests him to come and join the academy as they were short on male drag knights ever since the last war. Lux was already reluctant as the academy was an all-girls institution, and things got even more complicated for him when the princess joined the conversation. Alicia didn't want to let Lux join the academy, so she challenges him to a duel, threatening to imprison Lux if he loses. Lux's sister Aerie also went to the same school, and she tells him to actually try and win the fight since she wouldn't be able to pay the taxes on the former royal family alone. The stage sets at the academy's arena later on, and Lux pulls out the most basic dragon right to fight the princess. Lux adds another black sword, but he refused to use it, and that progressively made the princess angry. The princess was determined to take Lux out when the arena gets assaulted by an abyss. Lux jumps in to protect Laetia, and afterwards, he starts fighting the abyss. Lux's suit was too weak to defeat the abyss, so he asks for Alicia's help. Lux sets the abyss up, and upon getting an opening, Alicia blasts the monster with her most potent attack. Lux passed out from his injuries, but his fight made the princess already fall for him. He wakes up in his room and Alicia forgives him after nursing him up. The princess befriends Lux afterwards, and she looks forward to his journey inside the academy. Lux is enrolled in Alicia's class, and he happens to run into an old friend named Philofi, or Fee. In there, as it is a harem anime, our protagonist already became popular with the girls, and all of them start demanding his time. After finding out that he is a handyman, the girls were filling a list full of jobs for Lux to do. When a girl from the same class named Crucifer bails him out, the dude was trying to thank her afterwards, but it turns out that she also wanted Lux to help her out in her quest of finding the Black Hero. A dream showcases how Lux first got his black sword from his older brother, and later on, after having breakfast with Aerie, Lux heads over to get his white sword back. Upon entering the workshop, Lux finds out that Alicia had personally fixed this dragon ride for him, and the princess formally requests him to assist her in making this empire a better place. Alicia took Lux to the city to grab some food together, but she forgets her wallet, and Lux ends up being the one who treats her. The pair heads over to a tower on their way, and Alicia explains a little backstory of the rebellion. According to the princess, her father was the one in charge of the rebel forces, and that was the time when she was given the Arcadian crest. As well, Alicia was crowned as the princess after her father died, but the crest was still bothering her to this day as to if she was even fit to be the princess of this empire or not. Hearing the story makes Lux go through some more nightmares where he felt guilty about the losses, and later on, Lux's homeroom teacher assembles the best available dragon riders to take care of an abyss that just appeared. Alicia was in charge of the assigned team, and as she headed off, Lux felt like there was a connection between these frequent appearances of monsters. The express turns out to be right on the spot when the princess finds herself to be in the middle of a trap set by former Arcadian knight Forrest. Forrest was here for revenge, and he pulls out a horde of gargoyles to destroy Alicia's drag ride. Lux had already seen it coming, so despite being against him joining the battle, he heads out to save Laetia. The guy makes it just in time, and he pulls out his black sword, calling out the name Bahamut with the black armor. Lux reveals his secret identity as the Black Hero and destroys the whole army of gargoyles in a few moments. Lux stood victorious in the battleground, and back at the Empire, Aerie mentions how Lux isn't really a hero, he's the weakest undefeated who betrayed his own empire. Lux heads back to the academy where the girls throw him a huge party as the hero who saved the day. Lux was surrounded by women, and while everyone was enjoying themselves, Rally reveals how she had been getting a lot of job requests recently for Lux. As scheduling this many requests was not possible, the headmaster gives Lux a red form and starts a 1-hour challenge where whoever manages to take the form from Lux gets to keep him as her boyfriend for a whole week. The challenge begins and Lux is hiding in Alicia's workshop where, while promising to keep the Black Hero's secret, she gets a hold of him with a cheeky trick. Lux manages to run from both Alicia and Fee later on, and with only 10 minutes remaining on the clock, Lux mistakenly enters a room full of them. The dude was sure that he was caught this time, but Krolsifer bails him out yet again, and while he was thanking her, she tricks him into handing over the request form to win the challenge. After having Lux for a week, Krolsifer requests him to be her boyfriend for a week, and later on, both Lux and Eri are called by Rally. The headmaster shows Lux the horn that Forrest was using to control the abyss and asks them to look further into the matter. Lux is on his way back with Eri when she tells him to be careful of Christopher's request as she is a foreign student from the Amir theocracy. Lux wasn't quite sure about what he was actually supposed to do for Krolsifer, so on the next day, she fills him in on some more info. Christopher was a foreign student who was specifically sent to the Royal Academy so she can go further with her politically arranged marriage. Krolsifer wanted to avoid this marriage, so she told Lux to act as her fake boyfriend in front of her family butler. The terms were clear, but other girls were still jealous of Christopher. As Krolsifer leaves with Lux on a date, Alicia and Fee are seen to be spying on them the whole time. Christopher takes Lux for some shopping and she buys him an appropriate outfit so he can join her in the coming event. The pair is heading back after getting things done when they are ambushed by some remnant Imperial soldiers. The soldiers are after Krolsifer, and while Lux is holding them back, Krolsifer showcases her drag ride Fafnir and easily defeats them with her foresight ability. The couple is joined by both Alicia and Fee, and while they are arguing, Krolsifer's butler also runs into them. The butler takes the whole group to a restaurant where Krolsifer introduces Lux as her boyfriend. The butler was already surprised by the sudden news when Krolsifer's supposed fiancé also pulls up on them. The fiancé was an arrogant lord named Balzaret and, being an influential political figure, he finds it offensive that Christopher chose an ex-prince over him. Krolsifer finds the moment fitting, and she declares a 2-on-2 duel to settle the feud. Balzaret leaves after agreeing. Our boy Lux starts getting worried as he had just ended up in another duel without even his consent. The duel was settled to commence 3 days from now, and in the meanwhile, Balzaret is seen to be meeting up with a mysterious hooded man who tells him about the importance of the same ancient ruins Lux was told about by the headmaster back at the academy. Lux was going through a usual day, but he was a bit too tired due to all the handyman jobs he had to take care of while the girls were around him. Alicia noticed this, and later on, with the help of her friend Tilfer, Alicia arranged the little setting to help Lux relax further. The ancient ruins were quite the hot topic at the moment, as elsewhere a whole meeting was arranged by people with power to discuss the Ragnaroks that might unleash sooner or later. The key related to the Ragnarok was supposedly within those same ruins. As Balzaret was also attending the meeting, he is selected as the one taking care of this investigation. The Academy was also making a move on the ruins as Rally calls the best drag riders and briefly explains the mission ahead of them. The horn from earlier was the key to these ruins. Sorelli hands it over to Lux, and while all this was going on, Lux noticed Crossover was also right around the corner. After the students were dismissed, Lux approached Crossover, and she revealed how she will be joining them on the mission as well, but for her own personal reasons. Lux wasn't quite sure of what exactly Crossover was hiding, but he let it slide for the time being. The next morning, the instructor is explaining the plan to the drag riders before they head out when Balzaret pulls up on them as an unpleasant surprise. Bowserite wanted to tag along as he was worried about his future wife, and even though no one liked him coming along, they couldn't do anything about it due to the power of his family. The mission starts off as planned, and after approaching the ruins, a Diablos-level abyss welcomes our group. Lux is the first one to jump in to fight the monster, and while he was doing fine, what Krolls of hers help Bowserite goes ahead and starts a challenge of his own. The dude offered to call off the duel if Lux defeats the monster first, but in the end, Krolsifer's power malfunctions, and Bowserite wins the bet. When the Guardian down the ruins explode, Lux wakes up to be joined along with Krolsifer.